Coach Jeff Hafley. His tenure with the Miami Dolphins has begun. And it's been 2 preseason games. That's where we're going to leave it at right there. Jeff Hafley.
And they've only scored, 10 points?
Yep, they scored a touchdown on the first drive, and yesterday
3 points.
they got a field goal.
10 points in 2 games.
10 points in 2 games against the Commanders, second and third string, and against the Giants, second and third string. Well, the touchdown was with our first string, though, so maybe that makes you feel good. I don't know. Jeff Hafley, though, he is contractually obligated to speak to the media after every game. I'm sure yesterday was one of those days where he's like, man, stupid contracts. But you got to do it, Jeff, and we got to hear from the coach. And the coach, he tried to put it nicely, Vlad, but there's only so much makeup you can put on a pig. The backups. Let's be honest. Let's keep it a buck. They're not very good for the Dolphins. And it's not Jeff Hafley's fault. I was about to say the Dolphins' fault. It is the Dolphins' fault because you can thank Tua Tagovailoa, who's coming to town next week. You can thank Tyreek Hill. You can thank Jalen Waddle. You can thank Jalen Ramsey. You can thank Minkah Fitzpatrick because we have too much dead money on this roster to try to sign anybody. Jeff Hafley tried to not be too blunt about it, but really couldn't escape it. The backups, they just yesterday did not do what they were supposed to do.
The details aren't good enough right now, and that's some guys that we're going to count on for depth, and I told them that at halftime. I said, these are important moments. It's preseason, and I want to see who can step up and who we can count on as we get ready to go towards the 53. But just the details. If you look, the disappointing part of the game is we have 2 holds on special teams on the returns, which were backed up early. Then we fumbled going in early. At least we would have had a field goal there. We fumbled. Then we shake a punt. We're backed up again. So we're backed up almost the whole first half. So when you try to evaluate it and you're playing from the -5 in, it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard for Bobby to call it. It's hard to play it. But those are self-inflicted. That's what's disappointing. So we're not where we need to be.
Not where we need to be. Sounded like a folly of events right there as the backups. These are golden opportunities for these guys. You would think they'd say, oh, man, this is my chance. And I'm sure they're trying. It's just, sometimes the will is there, but just the talent maybe is not there. And it's disappointing that some of the guys that could have really moved up the depth chart or maybe secured their spot on this team really didn't do it yesterday.
They stink right now.
It wasn't very good. So, quarterbacks. Oh, man. Once again, Quinn Ewers is dealing with a groin injury, although his first game with that 1.6 passer rating was not very good. I was telling people that at Duffy's. I was like, man, Quinn Ewers had a 1.6 passer rating. And people were like, no, it had to, you can't have a 1.6 passer rating. I go, no, in the first game, Quinn Ewers had a 1.6 passer rating. They were like, that's I don't think I've ever heard of that. I was like, yeah, it happens. But Quinn Ewers couldn't even go yesterday. Malik Willis took the day off. When they call the number ones, I go. They didn't call number 1 yesterday, so I didn't even dress out. There you go. Cam Miller, Rob Gronkowski, they were our quarterbacks. Jeff Hafley, he evaluated those 2 guys in the postgame, letting us know how he felt.
We dropped a few balls, right? We made probably some poor decisions at quarterback thinking through the game right now, and then there were some protection issues where we struggled. So, let me look at the film and try to get a better idea with where they're at, Obviously, Cam got a ton of reps in the first half, and Gronk came in and played, the majority of the second. Just really limited snaps. We weren't on the field very much.
Wow. His assessment was Cam Miller played the first half, and Gronk came in the second. Are you going to plead the fifth on that one?
Nah, he just
limited snaps.
He wants to rep him, but he can't.
He just can't. And then when they do get a chance to rep, the guys are out of position. There's guys fumbling kickoffs and penalties all over the place. And you can chalk it up to being the preseason. And that's all you can do. They didn't do anything in the second half, by the way, Vlad.
I know. I was there. I seen it.
Vlad stayed for the whole game too, which you got to hit the food buffet, man, for a little bit on that one.
Nah, it wasn't even none. It was none.
There was no food?
At least I didn't see some when I got there. Yesterday was bad all around, bro. The elevator the press elevator was out. Something, I don't know must have busted. It was a scent. It was
Wasn't
a.
our day, man.
It wasn't a good scent around the stadium
Wasn't
or
our
around
day.
the facilities. Like I don't know if it was a sewer or one of those a bathroom pipe went out. It was just bad. It was just bad.
So if you didn't think it could get any worse, being down 20-3 to the New York Giants at halftime, it did get worse. We put up double goose eggs in the second half. Jeff Hafley said, we had some problems in the second half.
Then the second half, we have a false start backed up. Then we have a wide receiver hold back up. Then we fumble a snap on 3rd and 4. Then we have an illegal gunner rep, and we have to repunt. 3rd down, pass interference. We can't get off the field. 3rd and 1, we don't convert. And then we drop a punt at the end of the game. So, I mean, just routing those off and playing the game in my head, it doesn't matter who's out there. If you can't do those little things right, you're not going to have success, and it's going to be hard to evaluate.
Not that Jeff Hafley's keeping track. Just laundry list of just, oh. And he's like, it's hard to evaluate. I can't even evaluate these guys. How am I supposed to make a team if you don't make plays? Jeff Hafley seems like he was just a little upset right there.
I would be too.
And I think he's kind of like you and I, or at least me. These are guys that we understand that they're limited, but this was their chance yesterday. He gave them
You got to
chance.
show something to the fans. And yesterday was not a good display.
But also, Jeff Hafley feels as though he's giving these guys a chance, and they are not. And it's upsetting when you give someone a chance to do something, they don't take advantage of it. And I think that's kind of the frustration he has right there. And it's like
the fact he's just frustrated that doesn't have the money or the
penalties,
access to get the players that he needs to be successful.
I mean, the penalties and the shooting yourself in the foot. That's just
those are mental mistakes.
That's what's really going to get under a coach's skin. And there was a lot of them, as you heard, in the second half alone. Now, the running backs, Ollie Gordon II, he got a little banged up. Devon Achane did not play. Jalen Wright, oh, man. But overall, Jeff Hafley feels as though the running back, they were pretty good.
I thought they ran hard today. I thought, we didn't get many ops, but have to watch the film. Just thinking back, I thought, Wright had the one kick return. I thought he hit it up in there. I thought Ollie hit a couple of runs. I know he got banged up a little bit there at the end. I thought Lowe's hit one. I think it might have gotten called back on a hold where he looked pretty explosive. Just let me watch the tape and give you a better answer.
AKA, move on to the next question. That's his whole thing. I'm watching the tape. The running, you know what? I'm not assessing the running backs. I already told you what I feel about Jalen Wright. Like, it's just, if he hasn't shown it yet, and he had the chance to show it yesterday.
Devon Achane will be in the chiropractor, the masseuse, every day.
Every day.
Yes.
He could lead the team in rushing.
Receiving.
Maybe
he might lead
passing.
it.
If Malik Willis goes down.
I'm not taking listen, I got
confidence.
confidence in Malik that he's
I'm saying if he goes down, though.
But, yeah, then. Hell yeah.
Hey, Devon, we're thinking about expanding your role on this team. How do you think about being quarterback?
Yeah, you gonna pay me some quarterback money. You better give me a raise. If I gotta do everything.
Contract signed. Ink is dry.
Not yet to be a running back, not to be all purpose. He's gonna have to throw to himself. He's gonna have to throw the ball like 60 yards, run the route, catch it, and then score.
I'm trying to think. I think there's been like 3 instances in the NFL where quarterbacks completed a pass to himself. I know Steve Young did it one time.
You could, but it had to be deflected.
Yeah, it gets deflected. But Devon Achane may be the first quarterback to throw a clean pass to himself.
The only person I've ever seen that was Kurt Hennig because he was perfect. But
Oh well, yeah, Mr. Perfect.
That was Mr. Perfect. But yesterday was bad, Dan. It didn't leave you a lot to look for.
Silver lining. One guy that came out looking maybe better. They gave him a shot. They wanted to assess him. We're trying to figure out this wide receiver room. Kevin Coleman. Kevin Coleman caught 2 passes. Looked somewhat explosive, especially on this one-handed grab when he was getting pass interfered, which had everybody excited saying, he's our new number 1. Nonetheless, they threw a lot of balls in Kevin Coleman's area. I guess they're assessing him, whether they want to keep him, whether they want to cut him, although he's a rookie, so they're probably going to keep him. They just wanted to get him some run. And Jeff Hafley addressed it afterwards that he was pretty happy with Kevin Coleman because the goal was to see what he could do and get him the ball.
Probably a combination of both. Kevin getting a chance to play. Want to see if we can get the ball in his hand, but Those are hard questions, right? What was the first read? What was the defense giving us? Where did he go with the ball? Was it there right away? Did he come all the way back to it? And those are stuff that I got to look at. But we certainly wanted to get him the football.
He did get 5 targets. He did have that one good catch for 30 yards. He had 32 total yards receiving with those 2 receptions. Tutu Atwell, like I said, he was second on the team with targets with 2 targets and no receptions. And then Taj Washington, 1 reception, 12 yards.
You know what made yesterday bad, bro? After hearing all week about the beatdown that they took at the joint practice, and then now you can proceed, it was just like, damn, Giants just really manhandled you. And mind you, they're going through everything's new for them too. New coach, new offensive coordinator. Everything's new. So it's a new team, a new head coach, 2 new head coaches, but one guy has Super Bowl experience and everything. So he can set up his plan better, than Jeff Hafley, because this is Jeff Hafley's first time being a head coach. But you don't want to start getting a rep. You know what I mean? We talked about yesterday how last season, after those first 2 joint practices between the Bears and the Lions, that it was just basically known around the league that the Dolphins were soft. That was the thinking across the league.
Kind of that they had no fight, but yeah, go ahead.
They were soft. They had no fight.
We have fight.
They have fight here. Don't get it twisted. They got a fight here, but you're limited talent-wise, but you just don't want it to be so, right there. So easy to see, plain sight. You want to say that there's guys that you're developing. There's guys that's showing signs of improvement. I did not see that at all yesterday. Buddy.
No, there's nobody I walked away saying, you know what? That's the bright spot. I mean, if you want to say Kevin Coleman Jr., I guess. If you want to say Willie Gay Jr., I guess.
Right now, I was thinking, they could beat the Raiders. I don't know.
I'll watch the Raiders on Thursday. I think you watched them too.
Yeah, I don't know. Only because the only chance you get to beat the Raiders, Mendoza play. But if Kirk Cousins playing, Kirk Cousins lighting that team up. And Max Crosby's still a Raider. He's getting past Austin Jackson.
They got Ashton Genty running back. I'll say this, Vlad, and you brought up a good point. When it comes to the Miami Dolphins and the New York Giants, they're on the same level as far as rebuilding, and they're starting anew. But they're worlds apart.
Yeah, yeah.
They have a Hall of Fame coach. I get that. But, Vlad, both teams rebuilding.
Right, but
both
I'm not
they're
gonna.
miles ahead of us.
But Giants don't. Giants are not hamstrung like the Dolphins are.
I know, but what I'm saying is they're
level.
But
yeah, they're level,
but they're not. They're not level on talent and team.
Nah. Because even when you have Odell as your second stringer, it was crazy.
I thought it was a novelty to bring him back.
Dude, I was like, wait.
A good camp, though.
You know what I thought I was watching yesterday? I was like, wow, somebody just teleported Vlad back to 2015.
I know.
I was like, wait a minute, what am I watching here? What is this? Shaking and baking, Mr. Bonner.
Ethan Bonner, that's another one. You know what? I'm piling on these guys. But I've said it for at least 2 years now. Jalen Wright, I don't know about you. Ethan Bonner, I still don't know about you. And when I say I don't know about you, that's me being nice.
Mind you, those are old. That's
the old regime.
Old regime picks. So,
Vlad, if you ask me who our backup quarterback is going to be this year, I got no idea.
I'll tell you who your backup quarterback is. He's not on the team yet. You're signing somebody. When's August 30th? Oh, a week from today.
And remember that our backups have no connection to this new regime. They're all part of the old regime. So they have no loyalty to them, it seems like. Quinn Ewers? Nope. Cam Miller. I mean, other than if you want to say Mark Growanowski, who they already cut once.
Dude, I'm saying, I was like, you could get Mark, you could get Bruce. I don't care what, Gronkowski, whatever.
I want Garoppolo. Just get him in here, man.
Dude,
what about
you're a 3 to 5 win team at best with the talent that you have right now, with the starters. And remember, we say you only really have maybe 30 NFL players. So if you have 11 on defense, 11 on offense, that means you really got 8 depth-wise left.
Okay,
anything happens to one of these starters,
I know. Oh no,
you're SOL.
this is my other thing too, Vlad. The two games I watched this week was the Raiders and the Texans game, and of course the Dolphins and the Giants. The Raiders' third string quarterback, Aiden O'Connell. If we could trade for him, maybe send Jalen Wright over there, I would take him in a heartbeat.
But those are guys who've had
NFL
quarterback
experience.
experience. He
Right.
started, and he's also a person who probably can understand on NFL offense very quickly. There are a lot of quarterbacks, Dan, that there are on teams that stink. Like, Bailey Zappi,
Oh,
nasty work.
oh,
That they rather go with a rookie to be their backup in New York for the Jets. You're looking at New England. They got many backups. You look at Minnesota. They got a guy that they drafted, right? They signed a guy just like the Falcons did with Tua, Kyler Murray. They got him because Arizona paid him the deal, paid him the big contract, and let him go. So they got him on the cheap. But Carson Wentz is also a backup. So when you're seeing these quarterbacks, you're like, oh, man, you got to hope that one of these teams let him go so that the Dolphins can sign him, because I don't think you want to go to another year, and we're hoping nothing happens to Malik, that Quinn Ewers is your – and I don't even know if Quinn's going to make the squad.
yep, that's a big question. That's a question that will be determined soon. One more preseason game that's going to be Friday, 7 o'clock, Hard Rock Stadium against the Atlanta Falcons. We'll be there.